Jeanne Wagner is the author of four full-length collections and four chapbooks. Her most recent book, One Needful Song, was the winner of the 2024 Catamaran Poetry Prize. Jean's work has appeared in or is forthcoming in Tar River Review, Alaska Quarterly Review, Southern Review, and North American Review. A retired tax accountant, Jeanne lives in Kensington, California. Please welcome Jeanne Wagner.
I think I'm going to start by reading one poem from my last book before the last one, Everything Turns into Something Else by Greystone Press. I'm just going to read a short little poem from that. And it's called We Were Sirens. And everyone, I think, here knows what sirens are, those mythical creatures who lured sailors. They have, I think, the head of the bird and the body of a woman. We were sirens, like all hybrids. We were liminal. We were child women, bird women, nobody's daughters. We were birds of prey. We prayed to be beautiful. We believed in seduction as a victimless crime. We hung out on beaches and boardwalks, on piers and sidewalks, on porch swings and perch swings. We milled through the parks, the malls. At home, we wrapped our new bodies in fables, in pious cages of silk, in soft libidinous songs. In spring, we envied the swallows who whirled like lariats over freshly sown fields. In summer, we dreamed of sailors, of sinners. We listened for the sound of speedboats skimming the bay, our ears tuned to the thrum of escape. We were bird-made, were bridesmaids. We dived down so fast, our hearts became weightless, our throats made shrieks like stukas splitting the air. Some heard this as a warning, some as a wail. Still others knew it as song. And this is my cover of my latest book, which you're seeing backwards, One Needful Song. See what the time is here, so let it go over. I'll read the first little poem that introduces the book, and it's called Pandora. I poured out seasons, then years, then centuries, birth after birth, and every year I tried for a spring, no matter how slight. True, there was war and there was plague, and that old perennial death, but such a gush of giving. It felt like a woman's water breaking, then the pain. I gave them both fire and its tinder, a moon like an ivory tusk. I was blamed. This is a poem called One Person. I know somebody mentioned when I read this that now people think that uh, we're not one person, we're all multiple persons, but in some sense that's true, but elementally, we're always one person. One person. Peter Sellers said, I do not exist. There used to be a me, but I had it surgically removed. We laugh. Yet who doesn't feel pain, remembering some layer of skin flayed by a casual remark, and afterwards the air, without even a breeze, breaking the spot raw. We are always one person, no matter how many times we've been effaced. See how even the moon suffers its monthly mutilations. This goddess of a sphere, left like a slice of lemon peel garnishing an empty plate. But now, a whole new moon floats over the dawn redwood in the frame of our skylight. Who else will ever see it? The nexus of this place, these seconds with these eyes. Who will ever know you as I do? Okay, let's see where else I'm going here. And this is a weird poem that I had written when I saw an article uh, in on my feed from a newspaper. And I wrote this poem and sort of forgot about it and found it about 6 months later. But I notice a lot of my poems are about skin, like the last one, and the coverings of the body. This is called There Is No Place to Write His Name. Texas baby, born without skin, from a headline, USA Today. He has no skin to write his name on. Later, he will infer touch from a face, a voice, the way the blind see. He is a letter without an envelope, pages with no binding. He's a cloud furled by the moment's wind, the tenderness of a thought, a longing exposed. His song without accompaniment. Even the backyard plums, the tangerines, come wrapped in skin, but he is bare. Let's see. Um, this is a poem also about has skin in it, and it's about old people going to Paris. It's called Paris 2019, and these old people are even older now, obviously. Paris 2019. He points out the plane trees along the Seine, their bark surprisingly pale, as if they're wearing an older tree's skin. Our own skin becoming like that, too friable to scuffle with every sharp corner, every blast of unseasonable wind. You can tell we're wearing our maps on the inside now, even our watches set to the hour back home. But those stalls on the left bank look the same as the last time we were here. Not surprising, since they're selling the past. Same prints of old masters, same sketches of the Eiffel Tower or Notre Dame before its burned scars, before tarps thwarted the rain seeking its way in. We overhear a guide explaining how the word boulevard once meant an avenue on the side of an old rampart, a bulwark to stave off whatever comes. A city, he said, isn't built once, but again and again. The crowd is silent for a few seconds. Then, from the back, I hear someone shout, Amen. This is just a poem I like to read because it's about migrants, and it's one of the few poems I have about the problems that are going on now. It's called Why the Migrant's Journey is So Hard. Because they're not monarchs or chin-strapped geese at home in the air. Because they will never feel the ease of wind lift, the subtle choreography of wings. Will never arrive to find sweet new grass, lake water, smooth as a landing strip, because the urge to leave was not written in their blood, because they were never called by the god of magnetic north. There was no reliable star signaling their way, no promised land. Okay, now I will read. This is the last poem in the book. Maybe I will read one really short poem first, which is the last poem. And it's a poem about the alleyways that used to run behind the houses. And if anyone who's lived in an older suburb, they had very small garages and these little roads that ran in the back of the houses so you could drive into the garages. And they weren't alleyways in that sort of themey sense. They were more kind of rustic. Ode to those alleyways that used to run behind the houses. I want it back. The scent of dust warm from untended places. Particles so free they don't need wings. Everything covered with dry clay. The sprawl of purslane and bindweed. Grass grown wild on the tussocks between wheel ruts. The air lifting nostril high, the slough of change. Before I was married to time, season stalled, settled inside me. Hard nubs of early grapes pushed through a straining wire fence. A few unpicked berries puckering in the heat. I want them all back. The old houses, the intimate engines, and the small garages of the past.
Okay.
In praise of Echo, Ovid made her into just another ditzy naiad, condemned to someone else's words. But that's only repetition, not echo. Not echo with its gift of hoarding a voice for a few seconds, then playing it back. So even the most playful hallooing comes back as a hallowed sound. My first day at school, I raised my hand and asked if I could go to the lavatory. I'd rehearsed the word, but when I opened the door, I found only hollowness in that row of gaping basins, in the alien chill of anonymous tile, in the closeted stalls with their clanking locks. Alone in a strange room, I was afraid I might become invisible, like Echo. I tried to scream, but my voice got lost in my throat. Poor Echo, in love with Narcissus. She was repeating his words in all the wrong places. My Irish grandmother told me, wells and caves are holy sites where you can hear the sound of the spirit exhale. Science taught me the rebounding path an echo takes. Proof, even a voice has touch. What if we could find our way, like bats or dolphins, like swiftlets and whales, like wolves who throw back their heads and howl to some distant pack they'll possibly never meet. Yet they keep at it, ringing into the empty air their one needful song. That's it. Thank you.